Welcome to the Housing and Dementia series. This webinar includes a film by Ostara showing their support service to the North East Ambulance Service. We then go into the Assistive Technology workshop.
Just received a call there to say Joan lives in Gosforth. She's had a fall in the bathroom. The carers arrived this morning and found her on the bathroom floor. We don't know how long she's been there, so we just need to assess the situation when we get there. You do get a lot of calls where you generally have no idea what you're walking into.
If a call's classed as non-life-threatening, it can take an ambulance 2 to 4 hours to get there. Sometimes even longer. We strive to get there within the hour, and for 90% of the time, we arrive within 45 minutes.
Ostara Alarm Service, Kelly speaking. How can I help?
She wasn't hurt, anything like that. Just need a hand getting up, so everything was fine. Happy days.
The Ostara Service gives me peace of mind. If I want to go on holiday, I might have thought twice about it previously, but now I know that my mum gets an alarm call every morning to make sure she's well.
I rang Ostara and had wonderful advice and service from them, and as a result of my magic pendant here, my confidence is completely restored, completely.
A lot of them really appreciate it when we arrive there, give them a little bit of encouragement and get them the right way up.
I fell in the bathroom. How I fell, I don't know. Although it was about midnight, the lady came straight out.
Okay, not to worry, we can send someone to help you. Are you on your own?
We don't just have the elderly, we have very young people, some of the age of 30, who have mobility problems or just issues which affects their daily life, and having that little piece of equipment there is just like a lifesaver to them.
Once you build that rapport, build that relationship, I think it reassures them even more, knowing that if they do need help, that someone who's already got a relationship with them and knows them quite well will be there very soon to make sure they're okay.
Welcome everybody. I'm delighted to welcome you to workshop 2, which we're going to look at the role of assistive technology in helping people to stay put. And I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Justine Lockie from Your Homes Newcastle, who's a Housing Plus manager, who's going to give us an overview of some of the equipment that is available through assistive technology options to help people to stay well at home, and to give us an overview of the Ostara service. So Justine, without further ado, I'm going to pass over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lynn. As Lynn says, I'm Justine Lockie and I work for Your Homes Newcastle as the Housing Plus manager, and I do have responsibility over Ostara. So just to give you a bit of context, within Ostara we do deal with a lot of people who fall. So a little bit of context about that is about 1 in 3 adults in the UK aged over 65 living at home will have at least one fall a year, and half of those will go on to be frequent fallers. Something which we see quite a bit is someone who's had a long lie. So this is when a person spends a prolonged period of time on the floor. This is associated with being on the floor for more than an hour. So 20% of all patients that are admitted to hospital after a fall will have been on the floor for at least an hour. And of those, 50% will be dead within 6 months, even if they were uninjured in the original fall. Obviously not very nice statistics there, but something that is a big problem. Within Ostara, we respond to approximately 12 falls within a 24-hour period. Falls account for around 40% of all ambulance call-outs to the homes of people aged over the age of 65. So assistive technology. Assistive technology is a wide-ranging term, and this can be something as simple as a pencil grip to a full telehealth system that can monitor your blood pressure or your blood oxygen levels. So on this diagram, you'll see there's lots of different devices that are assistive technology. So we have things, general wellness devices, which are your Apple Watch, things like that, things that can help you to ensure you're well. And then we'll go up to the full things like telehealth, which I mentioned before, which are your full systems, which will monitor somebody's blood pressure, blood oxygen levels, and it'll give health professionals a way of monitoring that without somebody being in a hospital setting. What I'm going to concentrate on is the Telecare monitoring and the Telecare response service, and that is what Ostara does. So who benefits from Telecare? Again, you'll see there's quite a few conditions benefit from Telecare. So something as simple as someone who's worried, they're well in themselves, but they're worried they maybe live alone and they just need that extra peace of mind, right up to people who have physical difficulties, which can make them more prone to falling, long-term conditions, anxiety, mental health, all of these things we can use Telecare for. So what is Ostara? Ostara is a 24-hour service. What we do Telecare monitoring and response. Our main benefit of the service is that we do have a response service. So that is somebody coming out 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Someone will respond if you need help or assistance. Our staff are trained in first aid. They have enhanced movement and handling, and they have infection control. So they're quite experienced when they do come out. Our calls come through to our contact centre, which is in South Gosforth. We are accredited to the Telecare Services Association's Quality Standards Framework, and this is the industry body for technology-enabled care. And we need to meet certain criteria to be part of that. Some of those things are our response times. So 90% of all of our responses we need to get to within 45 minutes, and the other 10% within an hour. Have call answer times, so 97.5% of all calls need to be answered within 60 seconds. Referral times, so we do get a lot of our referrals from social services, so they may be hospital discharges, reablement, and we have to get those in within 2 working days if they're urgent, and 5 if they're unurgent. We do offer a tailored service, so you just tell us what the problem is, and we will assess and install what we think is correct, and we can tailor the response. So maybe if you wanted a family member to come out, then they could do that, or we would always have ourselves as a backup. We do, one of the main benefits of our services, we do have state-of-the-art lifting equipment. So we'll have something called a Razor, we'll have a few of them, and it's a battery operating lifting device which makes it safe and comfortable for the customers of Ostara being lifted to get them up to a standing position within about 30 seconds. It also only takes one person, so it means respond to more falls. We're not having to have multiple people in to go out. So we have 3,500 customers in the Newcastle area. We do go out of the Newcastle area just to the surrounding areas. We have 2 packages available for individual customers. So we have the response service, which is £6.32 a week. With that, you get the alarm unit, the pendant, and a 24-hour response service and a key safe. And for the service above that, we have it's £8.83 a week. and you get the alarm unit pendant, 24-hour response, unlimited telecare equipment, and holiday support calls and a key safe. So there's a few little extras in the flex service. Presently, we have contracts. So with the North East Ambulance Service, we attend 999 calls where the North East Ambulance Service have already triaged the call and the person is non. We will go out to those if they've fallen and they're not injured. We do a bespoke service to registered social landlords and NCC, so we can give packages that we think are appropriate for needs. You'll have people, a home group, Anchor, we support them out of hours. We do a full service to extra care schemes. We do key safe fitting, and that's for social services, but can also be for individuals if they just need a key safe. Excuse me. We do bespoke telecare packages to independent supported living schemes. So that can be just looking at how we can support staff in those independent living schemes to support the tenants within there to make sure they're safe. So telecare devices, in the top left-hand corner, you'll see that is the hub. So that is the telecare alarm unit, and that comes with the pendant, and there's different wearing options for that. You can wear it around your neck, around your wrist. It even has a suction cup so that if you're in the shower or the bath, you can pop it on there. We have the falls detector, which if someone wouldn't know what to do if they had a fall, this automatically goes off when somebody falls. We have the smoke alarm, which is just like your standard home smoke alarm. The only difference is it links through to our contact centre, which means that we're able to alert the fire service. With this, you have to think if you've got somebody in the property who wouldn't know what to do if the alarm sounded, or if it, confused, whatever, that smoke alarm would go straight through and we'd alert the fire service for that. We'll have the pill dispenser, which is a medication prompt. With that, it alerts and sets an alarm off when it's time to take your medication. If you don't take your medication, then it comes through to us to let us know. We have a seizure monitor, which the seizure monitor goes onto the bed, and any increase in movement or any voice activations would actually alert this, and again can go to somebody within the property or somebody outside of the property in our contact centre. We have a bed sensor, and with that you can set a lamp to it, and when people get up through the night, it just monitors that they're safe and they've got back into bed safely. One of the things we are asked for quite a bit is GPS and mobile technologies. So I've done quite a few trials on this, and we've had a few different types, and as it says, devices can be attached to a set of keys, worn around the neck or the wrist, and most of them now are small portable devices, and they can offer peace of mind and reassurance. You can ensure that there's safe zones on, so if you want to make sure that there's an area that your loved one, your family member can go to, then and you're happy for them to go to that area, then you can. And then once they go out of the boundary of that area, it will then alert you to let you know, just so that if there's any concerns for safety, then you can get in touch with them. Some of them have two-way speech. The important thing for us when we've been looking at them is things like, we need to make sure people take them with them. We look at the battery levels for these type of things. And it is something we are going to be introducing. Activity monitoring is another new sort of part of telecare, and this uses discrete sensors which you can put all around the home, and you can monitor, and this can give great reassurance to carers and family members that you can see what's happening. And it actually learns a pattern of movement from your loved one, and what will happen is it will show if there's anything out of the norm. So, and that again can be something that a family member looks at, or it can be something that we could look at. And it is non-intrusive. It's not video cameras. It's basically monitoring movement. So, and again, we'll have to look at the ethical considerations for all the things that we provide. And our day-to-day considerations are, you know, we need to make sure we're treating people with dignity and respect. And you have to look at replacing face-to-face contact with remote services. And sometimes this is something can worry people, but you know, it's usually a combination of both. So it might be reducing visits and adding some telecare in. So we also want to look at digital inclusion. We support people's choices, and obviously privacy and confidentiality is really important. And I mean, the main question for us is, does the person understand what the telecare is supposed to do and what the options are that are available? I'm not sure if anyone is aware, but there is going to be a digital switchover, and that is due to finish in 2025. And all that is the traditional telephone network will be switched off. It's not fit for purpose anymore, and they need to make sure it meets future demands. I think initially it was used to carry voice calls, but now there's extra demands because of the usage of the internet. And as early as 2023, it won't be possible to buy an analogue phone line. So if anyone is getting a phone line put in, it will be a new digital phone line, which that does cause us problems because we will have to change the way we work. But there's going to be many benefits from that. So the calls will go through quicker. You can manage everything really remotely, which means we can look on and see, you know, if there's faults. So, you know, it is going to be a benefit, but there will be some changes to the way we deliver telecare. And that's it. Are there any questions from anybody?
So thank you, Justine. That was a great presentation, a very comprehensive overview of a vast topic. I'm sure we could do an entire webinar, probably a whole day conference on assistive technology. So thank you very much for that. We've got some questions that have come through. So the first question is, how do people find out about the referral process?
So anyone can refer themselves into the service. So we do have a website, which is on the top of the slides. We also have customer support officers that are ready to take calls. And if you're a healthcare professional, you can ring in social services. It is through Care First. So there's many different ways, but if anyone needs to get in touch with us, the best way is ring or look on the website.
Okay, thank you. And the next question is about the GPS technology that you touched on in your presentation, and you mentioned that you've done some research on that. So is that something that's available at the moment, or is that something that's coming later down the line?
Yes, it's we're undergoing a digital review at the moment, open to introduce some of the digital technology quite quickly. So hopefully the GPS will be something, it's one of the first things we've been saying we needed for a long time. So hopefully within the next couple of months, it's something we would be rolling out.
Okay, thanks, Justine. And finally, we've got a question here from Simon Luddington from Search. What are the options for people who don't have a phone line? And we know that increasingly some households are not having main phone lines and relying on mobile phone technology. So what can you do in those circumstances?
We have a lot of people now who don't have phone lines. We've had this problem for a couple of years now, but we do have an alarm unit that works from a SIM card, so you don't even need to have a telephone line anymore. You can just have one of our units which works from the SIM card.
Okay, thanks very much, Justine. So I think that's all the questions that we've got time for this morning. So I'd just like to thank you on behalf of everybody here. It's a really interesting presentation. You've got the web links if anybody wants more information, and we will be sharing these slides after the webinar and the links to the Ostara video. So thank you very much. I'm going to switch everybody back now with the miracle of technology into the main webinar. Thank you.